Welcome to my presentation. My name is Idowu-Adesanya, and I am the founder and chair of KLIMAX. KLIMAX is a relationship, family, and young people support network. We provide specialized healthy family relationship education and trainings to support families and children who are adversely impacted by family breakdown, those whose relationship have come under stress due to the cultural shock following their migration, cultural shock experience following their migration. KLIMAX was founded in 2015, and we serve the Southeast of England's African community. We currently operate with 5 members, 8 volunteers, and pool of professionals and experts who help with the delivery of our events and services. Our annual turnover is around £15,000. When families are strong and stable, children are more likely to show higher levels of well-being and more positive outcomes. But when things go wrong, either through family breakdown or a damaged parental relationship, the impact on a child's later life can be very devastating, especially if there is no intervention. And these are some of the issues that has been said to be a kind of a social issue that is having a huge impact on the African community due to their lack of ability to integrate into the Western way of living, and also because of the high rates of poverty, unemployment, lack of education, and all the social issues that are associated with the African community in general, is having adverse effects on the children's mental well-being, and also the ability to integrate socially and to be able to forge ahead with their personal and economic growth, which means that we tend to have more African children and BAME children in general, landing in gangs, perpetrating all sorts of drug-related crimes, and being sexually exploited. And it is with these issues at heart that KLIMAX was founded, and was founded to improve the life of the African community members. The African understanding of the family system, as defined by culture, religion, and social values, coupled with the knowledge of thriving communal support system, lies at the heart of why KLIMAX exists. The knowledge of the African's family dynamics has a special place in this understanding. The lack of knowledge of the African family dynamics is often said to be playing a huge strain and harmful effects on the family and society as it is. It is with this that we set our aims to promote the social inclusion of the African family, especially for the public benefit, by preventing people from becoming socially excluded, relieving the needs of those people who are socially excluded, and assisting them to integrate into the society by providing them with specialized support based on our knowledge of the African cultural dynamics. Our vision is that we envisage a world where young people from the African community will no longer account for the most number of people in prison, those people being killed, landing in gang members, or being unemployed, but a world where young Africans can find their purpose and maximize their potentials and become an asset to the wider society. Our mission is to provide support from a cultural and community standpoint to young people, especially from the African communities, both home and abroad, who are in crisis, and those with fewer opportunities and people with adverse childhood experiences. in line with the United Nations Conventions on Human Rights, Dignity, and General Well-being, using a proactive approach. Some of our works include providing family education, as mentioned earlier, especially to families who are in crisis, giving them, making an early intervention and providing education through seminars, workshops, and campaigns, and following up with specialized support services. We also participate in community and international development in partnership with other organizations and projects to help relieve some of the suffering and hardship that the African children are faced with. We do also raise awareness and sensitization within the African communities, especially around issues that face the young African children, issues like knife crime, mental health, sexual exploitation, and many others. And we do recreation events as well, just promoting cultural integration. In forging goals ahead, we've put together the PES2 analysis to aid our understanding of our environment, both internal and external. And some of the things we've been able to identify under the political factor is that there's a persistence of uncertainties in the political environment. Post-Brexit, what it means for UK, the possible constitutional and legal reforms, and all does mean that there could be some reforms that will affect the migrants, which majority of our community are, and the refugees are. So we don't know what the benefits will be for them. Will there be a benefits restructuring? Will it be more poverty and unemployment? So all these things is going to be things that we need to consider. Access to good health care and mean more crisis and demand for our services altogether. And this led on to the economic as well. The inconsistent environment, political environments and law reforms may mean that we may have a shortfall in funding. And with the COVID pandemic, that's a game changer altogether, because it does mean that majority of our programs that we normally do, and we may no longer, currently we are not able to do them because of usually we do like conference, seminars, which are we do hold physically, and because of the nature of the service we provide as well, it does mean that we have to actually go into people's meet with people in person to understand their situation. So this is posing a challenge, and the lack of funding that is not there to put forward our programs on the internet, using online services is a challenge at the moment. Also, because of the COVID, a lot of people are out of work and jobless, and that is having impact on the donations we have as well. And that leads on to the social issue. There's an increase social isolation following the pandemic, and that has caused an increase in loneliness and anxiety. Again, an increase in the service requirement for our services, because it does mean the COVID is having an heavy impact on the BIM community, and which the African community that we serve do belong to. The current school social distancing regulation also mean that young people cannot get involved in volunteering at the moment. Social activities are on hold. Ambassadors, children, young people who are likely to serve as ambassadors, we are not able to get them along and get them together in peers, and that is something of concern. And it does also mean that some cases within the community may go unreported. Domestic violence is on the rise, isolation, excessive confinement, and so all these things will mean generally a rise in demand for our service and an overhaul way we do things and how we reach our audience. There's digital strategy. There's need for us to enhance our digital strategy, how we train, how we reach our people, how we generate data and streamline to improve our processes, improving digital skills to enhance our training, having smart speakers, exploring the new Zoom like I'm doing at the moment, being able to just look for ways to improve our service altogether. And it does means also that we need to be more technological savvy and in raising awareness, launching new campaigns, and also we need to explore digital fundraising. So there's so many conflicting things that are going on now around technological factors, and at the moment we're not doing much in exploring it, and because of the current climate we are working doubling up our efforts to improve in that regards. Environmental increase in global issues means we may have to adapt the way we do our program and events to ensure that they meet up with the social expectations. Legal. With the immigration policies, especially following Brexit now, we don't know what the future of immigration policies will be for the community that we serve. It may be that it's going to be in favor or it's to be no. So all these things we still need to put into consideration as well. Okay, and that will lead us into the POTUS 5 forces analysis for KLIMAX, and we've considered the threats of new entrants, competitive rivalry, threats of substitute, powers of suppliers, powers of buyers, and under the threats of new entrants, we do know that with KLIMAX we have specialized and complex services that we provide that may mean that it be a deterrent for other people to just other organizations to want to venture into what we do. The African community is also very diverse, quite extremely diverse. We have about 154 countries in Africa alone, and under each country there's so many dialects, and with different dialects come different culture, understanding. Like some people will tell you child marriage is okay, some people will tell you not. And also there's the issue of religion as well that we have to take into consideration. And because we have like a tacit knowledge of this community and we keep expanding on it, and we think that is a strength for us and something that may be a barrier for any other people coming in. Good feedback and reputation, we are progressing well, and the feedback and the reputation we are having is growing. Threats of substitute, technological and smart trainings does mean there's a lot of service provider that are online, so there's need for us to up our game to be able to leverage with them. Taxes knowledge and social cultural understanding of client. Yes, we do have that because we have the cultural knowledge, we have the emotional ability to engage with our clients as well, and we have the trust going on for us as well. Competitive rivalry. There is no competitor in our local area that we've been able to identify, so that is not a kind of a threat at the moment. Good network of speakers, and especially under the powers of suppliers. Yes, we do have good network of speakers and specialized skills within the community who are well trained and certified to support what we do and the service we provide. We have volunteers within the community who does help out with our event as well. So all in all, we are doing great in terms of of the forces that we are working with. The resources. Some of the resources we have in KLIMAX is we have good relations with our donors, as we most times rely on them for our programs and events, tactical knowledge and cultural understanding. We have event planning, talent, access to technological tools, and we have functioning websites and training platform that we can build on, and we have good reputation as well. Our competencies include event management competencies. We have skilled and certified trustees and volunteers who can manage our organization. Relationship and networking competencies. We have writing and public speaking competencies. We have coaching and development competencies. We have flexible recruitment and training process, which means it's easy for us to get people on board. And we have cross-cultural agility to move between one culture to another. Our finances are from personal donations in funds and fundraising at events and gift auctions. We have online donations as well, though that's not actually robust as such. And we have grants. Our last grant was from our Award for All. And that will lead us into the SWOT analysis. Under the SWOT analysis, we've been able to explore our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We have under the strength, we have good vision, specialized skills and speakers. We have volunteers with agricultural knowledge, good brand reputation, high appetite for service, broad participation in special events, and all this put together as given us a steady growth, which I think we can build on. Weaknesses includes complex of the diversity needs, means that we have to switch, and it's not a one size shoe fits all kind of. There's lack of suitable alternative for referrers. So if we offer like a basic support, signposting people forward is always a challenge, because there's very few providers. Lack of African family database, lack of established, the lack of African database, because there's so many people swimming under the refuge, illegal immigrants and things. So those areas also pose a kind of like a weakness for us, because we are not able to render the service as we should. Social, cultural, lifestyle, lack of culture specific resources is another challenge. But for the opportunities, we have potential to expand into Africa. We have a good social acceptance. We are very well received in this community. There's a gap in the market. Donors, assistants are ever there. I say ever there, yeah, but they're there at the moment, and we have good internet opportunities. However, as threats, we know that we don't have any stable income at the moment. We have conflicts with the religion practices. Higher mortality rates means higher demand for our services. There's policy uncertainties, changing regulatory environment, lack of funding to do follow-up services. All in all, putting all this together, in conclusion, we can say that KLIMAX is a thriving organization despite the challenges it's been faced with. The reputation gained coupled with the community appetite for social change does mean that the organization can be sustained if its resources are well managed and adequately funded. By developing efficient strategies, goals can be achieved. KLIMAX is guided by the commitment made in its vision and its mission statement. And according to Michelle Obama, becoming isn't about arriving somewhere or achieving a certain aim. I see it instead as a forward motion, a means of evolving, a way to reach continuously towards a better self. The journey is not in hand. So for KLIMAX, we believe that we're just starting out, and the future is quite promising. Our 3 years goals has been set under innovations, and that is to increase our web-based access by 40% by the end of the year, and also to expand on our skills development by increasing our service delivery and upscaling our skill sets, and developing new skills in our workforce to further maximize our resources where mostly needed. And also, we intend to collaborate more with other organizations to reduce duplication, or probably eliminate it altogether if possible, and so we can manage the little resources and funding that we have. And with funding, we've been able to identify that funding is a crucial thing for us, and we will do as much as we could to increase our funding capacity within the framework that we have. And that will bring me now to the end of the presentation. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you.